Miss Ventura.
Andy, here we are, 1-1 against Liverpool. How's your heart rate? Calm down after that one. Drama in stoppage time there, wasn't it?
It was. I was still calming down off that head-up decision with the handball, but the ludicrous handball, where they were teasing that it won't be in play next year, but I think it was deserved today. I mean, it's one of the few games watching Newcastle this season where a neutral wouldn't have turned off. They wouldn't have kept their eye off the game. So it's shows it can be done, I guess, doesn't it? I mean, when I saw the 4 forwards for Liverpool before the game, you sort of thought it could go one or two ways. And it still could have during the game, to be honest. It just, you weren't quite sure what was going to happen. And then, we didn't take our chances when we had a fair few. I mean, they could have, to get in the second, it would have been different potentially, but I don't think anybody watching could have begrudged for a draw the day, for definite. I mean, had we scored, equalised at the end, I still think it probably would have been 1-1 because we would have just, ran down the clock. Might not have, obviously we're still desperate to attack, but the attacking purpose was there throughout. And I think the bit that made me laugh was McMahon was all confused when he saw Shelby as a centre-half and thought he went as a centre-half. I mean, he obviously doesn't know he plays there all season. He plays in the old-fashioned sweeper role. But I thought Shelby, sprayed it about well today, to be fair to him. And, we looked like, I think they sort of marshalled St. Maximin pretty well in the second half, especially when Milner came on, they showed things a little bit. And I thought that it was just going to sort of just be a bit of a damn squib. But the last 15 minutes, I think they sort of panicked a bit and we attacked really well. Obviously Wilson and Willock sort of were involved at the death, and I think it's a good game. So just a good game with positive result, feel good factor, and on the back of the last two games where we've sort of grounded out in the second half against West Ham, which was really poor until they equalised, and then we attacked again. And Brucey balls that you learned a little bit today, like parking the bus and having 10 behind the balls, not always the best way, especially last week against the 10. So we got away with that last week. Fully deserved something today, and obviously the Burnley second half was good. So I think the last 2 weeks have pretty much meant, let's not be too complacent, but we should be fine now, to be fair. You've got to hope that we get something against Sheffield United, second last game of the season, and then, Arsenal and teams like that. I don't think there's any game that we should be terrified of. So, just try
just Man City for me, really. I reckon Arsenal next week, we should get something out of that. We should go for it against Arsenal. Fulham should have won last week against them, last minute, unlucky. Arsenal have been so poor this season when you watch them.
I mean, I would sort of, obviously, record at Anfield's terrible. Record against Arsenal's, especially away is terrible, but at home it's not great either, is it? It's like that one win in about a decade. So, but it's a different, COVID world's different, and Arsenal have been pretty average, to say the least. So I just think that, if we get another win, the sooner the better, then we can enjoy the last few games of the season, hopefully. It's it's definitely been, the shackles have been broken. You could see that today. It's I think the players didn't feel or play with any panic or anything. They didn't feel they're going to get relegated and just went out and seemed like they were enjoying it a bit more. And without the pressure, it's football should be fun, shouldn't it? But it was pleasing, and like I said, I can't really think of too many games where neutral would have thought, that was a fucking cracking game, and I'll delay making me a cup of tea until half time, that sort of thing. It's so it can be done. Obviously, you look back at the season, it's been for the large part pretty dreadful. I think this last 2 weeks has put a bit of a spin on it, hasn't it? When we're looking up rather than down at the maybe catch Palace and teams like that, but it shouldn't disguise the fact it's been poor. I think that Graham Jones coming in has obviously made a difference. The football since he's come in, by and large, Barbie meltdown against Brighton and a few other performances has been better. And I think it's but we're still very much a 1 or 2 man team, you would think. I think introducing the workhorses like Richie and Murphy and players like that have helped. Willock's been a very shrewd loan signing. He's done really well. But essentially, we're a 1 or 2 man team, and without the the two big players for, then we are very, very mediocre with him as manager. So I think we need to not get ahead of ourselves. Like if it's not all damning when we lose, it's not all glorious when we win. But we should definitely enjoy today. Hopefully, enjoy the rest of the season, pick up some more points. But of course, think very strongly about next season. If the fallacy of takeovers and things like that, the reality will be that Bruce will be in charge first game of next season. Ashley will remain there. So where we go from there, who knows? But I'll not be a doom merchant today because people should be happy. Enjoy your beers.
Next season, should Joe Willock be just to wrap things up? Should Joe Willock be signing a permanent deal?
I hope so. I think it's a good young lad. He seems level-headed. I like his interviews afterwards. He's still at the stage because he's young where he enjoys football and he enjoys playing. And that's as soon as you get past 26, that doesn't really seem the case anymore. So he's got 5 years of enjoying football and appreciating it before he sort of probably hates it and just wants the money. So that's young talented lads that have got a hunger for the game. You cannot say no, can you? In my opinion. So snap them up.
Snap them up. Lovely stuff. Cheers, Andy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, mate.
Spot on, mate. See you later.
See you later.